Red Green Law is my favorite deck in the One Piece card game. With that being said, it's not very competitive right now. It has a high skill ceiling based on playing a lot of 1-cost characters, bouncing them back to hand, and then playing 5-cost characters on top of that. We're going to take this deck on the ranked sim today and see how we do, and hopefully we dodge the black matchup, because that's kind of miserable. As always, like and subscribe. Let's jump into the deck profile and then start playing some ranked games on the sim with, again, my favorite pet deck, my favorite leader in the whole card game, my favorite character in One Piece. I love Law. So let's play the game. As always, guys, here's the deck profile we're running with today. You've seen this in the last video. It's very similar. It's my own personal build, the build I have been playing since this Chopper engine has come out. This is the build I've been playing. So I'm the OG of the Strat boys. We got the Tony Chopper. This card is the most pivotal card you need to find in the beginning and the key piece. If this is your first time seeing our Red Green Law videos, this is the most important thing. You can search it with Nami and then play this for 3, playing out 2 bodies basically, because this plays out a 4,000 power lower character as rested, being really good. And in case you're having difficulty with this deck and you're a Red Green Pro, make sure to check out our video we did a while back on the channel about how to play against black, because unbeknownst to us, we were going to play black all day long, and I showed you how to take on those matchups and actually win consistently. We have many good options with the deck: blockers, searchers, 2-cost 2Ks that are searchable, blockers, big 5-cost bodies that really help us, and this is the piece that's going to be different from our usual deck list. We are playing the Carrot character. All right, so I've only got 2 more things to say about this deck. I want to try this out because it helps us gain tempo back when we're behind, and I don't think we have many cards that help us do that other than this Luffy, which has no counter. At least Carrot does have counter at the end of the day, and we can return one of these smaller bodies to then play out the Carrot. That's going to be something I really want to try to hone in on today and see if this actually works, because it's not searchable and it replaces our restand laws. I don't know if that's going to be good or not. I just want to try it. The second key piece is your Chopper. One more thing about this character is that you have to remember, we run 9 2Ks. Only 9 2Ks in this deck, and 7 of them are animal type characters, being this Hiking Bear and being this Chopper. I really like these in the deck because the 3-cost Chopper that restand itself is amazing, but it also has issues of you have to take a lot of swings to life. With this deck and how it spams out bodies, I like to have them hit me in the life and then start clearing my board next turn. It really helps with the deck. Now, early game, that 3-cost is amazing, but with playing 2K characters on the board, 2K counters, remember you can bounce these back to hand with your leader effect to play other characters to stack up on 2Ks for the late game. This is the most consistent piece that I think a lot of people don't understand with the deck, is that we are here to return these 2Ks to hand to have always a close game. Usually this deck always has close games against meta matchups. We are just highly unfavored against black, but with that being said, I think these 2 characters are really important in the deck and really misunderstood, as you can return them to hand for leader effect or just no effect at all. Just return them to hand to not play out anything, just to have more counter in hand. So just keep that in mind, that this is really undervalued, I think, in the current meta for my Red Green Law players. With that being said, let's play the deck, let's get in some ranked and see how we do today. You guys thought I wouldn't add the randomized into here. Here we go. This is going to be for our 4-player tournament giveaway for 500 subs right here. We have all the names in the list, everyone who's submitted applications from the Discord. Thank you so much. Let's randomize, and it's going to be the top 4. In the top 4, we have Micah, Cortland, Andy, Nick, and I didn't like it. So these are going to be our 4 contestants in the One Piece tournament giveaway. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. The time is 12 p.m. on the dot, so thank you guys so much. Enjoy the tournament. Everyone else, thank you for entering. And let's get into the tournament next week, starting Thursday. We will be doing the whole tournament on Thursday, recording videos for it, and then all the week after, be posting the finals and everything. It's going to be a lot of fun. So anyways, here's our 4 winners. Thank you guys so much, and I will tag you in the Discord. Peace. And of course, our first meta matchup is going to be Rob Lucci. I think we're going to take first to go on the odd curve here, and we're going to, I like the 2 searchers, but we don't have what we need just yet because we can't search for a while here. So let's mulligan. I guess this is another time I'm going to teach you guys how to play against Rob Lucci. This is a really difficult matchup for us. You could play on the Zoro here to get quick tempo, just to go ahead and clear out a body, but then we lose cards by playing this. They could force removal into it, and I don't really want to counter just yet. So we're just going to swing 8 at life. I know it's a really slow play here, but it's kind of what you have to do because this deck can regain tempo later. And they're going to do something very similar, trashing 2 characters being a Kaku and a Brook. and we're just going to take that swing into life here. And now we check our hand. We see, can we build the full board this turn? And the answer is no. I think we're okay now playing the rush unit as slow as, again, we are going to be playing, because now we can at least do a little damage. So we're going to go 6 into face and 6 into face, force out 2 2K counters here. We've seen 2 1Ks in trash. They have not seen any 2Ks. They do have the Kaku here. And this just gets us current value, and we can always reuse it off this lawn a little bit. I think this is the best play because, again, we don't want to play these small bodies because then next turn he just plays out a Lucci and just clears both of them for free. So this is just the really bad part about this, honestly, is just this. How slow you have to play this matchup. They're basically in Gecko Moria territory by the time we get to it. They're just going 7 at face, ignoring our board, which means they're going to clear this turn. So we just have to accept it. It looks like they're going to be playing down a Rob Lucci on this turn. We're going to take that life. We're really looking for this chopper, but we don't find it. They return 2 cards to trash, being the Kaku from earlier and something else. So now I think is when we start to actually develop board. We don't find what we need here, which does suck. So we're gonna have to see if maybe we can find some more stuff. Searching the top here, grabbing another Jewelry Bonnie. So we need to, there's no way to get the full developed board here. So we're just gonna go 5 at face, and then we're gonna develop 2 more bodies and hope that was enough of slow play, because we're gonna play this, and then we're gonna force them into possibly swinging these or just ignoring them in general. We're gonna grab the Zoro because we can play that off of our Law and again get instant basically impact on hitting them. You really either have to be in the position to rush them down, or you have to really slow play the game here. And I'm not against actually countering with the Rad Beam. It's not crazy. They can clear out both of these pretty easily with the Gecko Moria. They don't have the Spandine, so they're gonna be able to clear 1 body with the Brook here, because I'm guessing it's Gecko Moria into Rebecca, Rook. Suru doesn't do anything, so they probably just go for these 2. But if they do have the Lucci, that cooks us if they don't. So I think we just have to let it go, accept our fate where it's at, and be like, hey, Gecko Moria it is. So it would have been okay to counter out there to keep 2 bodies on the board, but at this point in the game, I don't think it's possible to do so. And we see they add the Brook back to hand, of course, and then play it out with the Rebecca. So we could drop for 5. We could drop this for 5, get 2 back as active, have 7. That would be 6 here. So let's go 6 there first and really just try to get cards out of hand. They're going to block with the Rebecca here, and we're going to take away their blocker and the Brook. It looks like they don't do that. So now we have to think of our plays in a better option, because we use this, return this to play down the Zoro, and then we'll swing 5 again. Try to force out another 2K, but more than likely the block here. But it did get 2 cards out of hand instead of just the 1. So we're a little behind here. They have the Ice Age. They're finding the removal they need while also pressuring our life. We have a ton of counter in hand, but we don't have much else. They should swing the Brook here first just to clear it out, guaranteed. If not, they do mess up. They don't do that, of course, so that's the smart option. Looks like they're going to go 6 into what? They swung with that first. That was not smart in my opinion, because this clears this for free, so you should have swung the Brook first. We're just going to take the block here, and maybe that's what they're trying to bait us into, because they can play it either way. They have a lot more movement than we do, because if they have any cost lowering, they could easily Tempest Kick this character, which they do, and now the Brook clears it. It's one of those things that you're like, well, I guess that's just the situation we have. They could have a lot of swings into us. They just have the straight who's who. It's like, wow, this is not looking good. We're going to take a 9 and then counter out of a 6. They should have done the 6 first for the purposes of the game, but I think this is just a cooked matchup at this point. We need to find a rush option. We do find a rush option, but that's not going to do too much at this point of the game. We can go 6 here and guarantee it, right? So we're going to go 6 there, and then we're going to play down the blocker again, return this to play down the Zoro again, and then we can go 8 into the Lucci, guaranteeing we kill the Lucci. So he's got 2, 3 swings next turn, and we should be able to counter out and live, but after that, I don't know how much else we can do, because we do have the blocker, and they don't have to do anything here. They could literally just go for the kill and feel pretty safe about it. They probably left counter in hand, because we saw them ditch a Tempest Kick and an Ice Age, so -2 with the Khalifa here is crazy, so they might have cost or removal here, which could suck. I guess they're divvying out their Dawn how they want to do it, so they can go 7 into face, 9 into face. So I guess we block in 2K here, or do we just take? Because we can take both of these. No, either way we'd have to give them the blocker here. So I think we just counter out of hand with a 2 and a 1. And I think that's the safest option. I don't think they have removal, because with just 1, even if you do Brook, it just minuses us by 1, so it doesn't do anything there. We counter this for 2, and then we're gonna have to probably let the Zorro die, sadly. But again, we're just playing on the tail end now, so if they have any force removal in the future, we're kind of in a bad position here. So we know we can kill this for free. We will Nami search here, grabbing another blocker. Blockers are gonna be really important here. Let's see if we can spam out the board. We could spam out the board here, play the 2K out, but we need to be able to clear this, so that won't get us the carrot. So we'll go 5 here, we'll go 9 here, and then at least we have cleared the board. We've forced out cards from hand. We have 2 up, we have 1 rad beam, and we have 4K counter, so we have 8K total and 2 blockers. Hina is going to give -4 to our blocker. He just swings the Brook for 5, I'm assuming, and clears out our blocker for free. Looks like 7. You get to clear the blocker, so you're sitting in a good spot. That was an amazing top deck. We are able to counter out of this, so we know we're safe. They should start going for the board here, possibly. Looks like 7 and 6, so we will just rad beam, and then they're going to be able to go 6, and we're going to have to block out of that. Actually, we can't even block out of it safely here. The 10-drop Dofi would be amazing in this situation, but I think, again, you can tell this is just a cooked situation here, because if we block, we're done for. If we don't, we're done for, so we need to clear out this body. We can restand this with the Law here, so we can go 4 here, we can go 5 here, clear out the body some more. We can play down, we didn't even actually have to clear that. We could have swung face, but I think we're okay with what we had to do. We can do this, use card action, return, play it out. We play out carrot here, choose no targets, and we just pass turn. Again, we're playing so much on the back foot. They top deck a Spandam. Spandam's going to find them a Lucci, I'm assuming. Nope, they pick no cards to draw. That's really good for us. So we get to just block out of the 2 swings here is what we have to do at this point of the game. So we'll block out again. It's just playing the game of top decks here, and we don't top deck what we need. There's no way to win, so that's just GG's. Honestly, guys, that's literally how your Lucci matchup usually goes. There's not much you can do in those situations where you don't find your pieces and you don't have the consistency, I guess, of Lucci being able to just mill from trash and do all that. So this is a good opening game to show you how not to play against Lucci, I guess. That's how you're supposed to, but again, even when you do it like that, it's still so unfavorable. In your generic matchups, your percentages tend to not on average, and then you play it the correct way, it's still at best. That is with the perfect draws and perfect tempo, and we did not have that, while they also had all the removal they needed, per usual. So it is what it is. Now, Blue Doflamingo is an interesting matchup here for us. I don't like this hand because there's no way to find our pieces, and we're just not finding our choppers today, it looks like. It looks like this game is just saying, hey, you're going to have a tough time today on the sim because we're not finding any of our 1-drops, any of our choppers, any of our searchers. I need to find 1 of 12 cards in my starting hand, which your odds are definitely there. So they just get to pop off the start. We take, and that sucks. Definitely not what we're needing. So we're gonna go 6 here, and then we're gonna go 5 there. They probably just let this die at this point, I think. And we're gonna have to play this out and just put on some aggression. There's no point in playing the blocker and not getting anything early, because if they do use the Law effect to bounce this back, or if we play the blocker, then we don't get anything out of it. So this at least puts them in the position where it makes a little less sense to bounce this back to hand. They get to return Jinbei to hand, and they get to Martial D Teach here. Wow, that's wild. So full board by this turn, they get to bounce back the Teach probably to hand, possibly even the Jinbei, and they get to just swing in for 7, and we'll have to take that. And then we will counter for 2 here, which will give them this character, the Sanji. And this is not the plays we want to see. We finally get the chopper, we get to add a chopper to hand, and then we get to swing 5 at a Jinbei. They probably just give us a card out of hand because I doubt they have another Law. And then we'll go another 5 because they know we have this, forcing them more into our bodies, hopefully. But let's be honest, probably not, because they have no reason not to take the pedal off the metal and just swing face here. I think a lot of issues with people who play Dofi into this deck is that they start swinging the board. I think you literally just go face. You burn every card out of my hand so I don't have resources to put on the board here, and that's probably your best option. Just hit me. You have no way you die next turn. There's no issue of me clearing your full board as you have 4 cards in hand. You just need to keep 2 bodies. And if you put all these swings into life, I'm kind of cooked here. So again, you can see the detriments to this deck, and it's a lot of fun when it pops off, but you haven't even been able to see that yet. They drop the pudding, which is even worse for the deck. They go 7 into this. We were just like, you got it at this point. We're gonna have to counter out of one of these. They're gonna go probably 6 and 6, yep. Spread your 6s across the board. We'll take the first one, and no trigger because we're going to need that later. as sad as that is. And then we'll be able to counter 2 here. And we should have done the 1 actually, because I forgot they had the Law swing. So that does kind of suck. So we're going to have to give them the Bonnie. We're going to search the top of the deck, grabbing the 2K chopper. We're going to swing in for 5 on the Law, playing out the blocker chopper, because we can return that to hand in a minute. We need to get a green character on the board, which we do finally get. So we're gonna be able to go 6 and 7 here. So we should go, no, we're not gonna be able to go 6 and 7. We're gonna be able to go 6 and 6. So let's go 6, because we need one up for Rad Beam here in this situation. Let's go 6 into the Law again, and we'll be bouncing back a 2K to hand to play out this, and then swing 6 again. We clear up some board finally, but we only have 4 cards in hand. We have 8K counter again, but our blockers are put sideways. We're starting to get some tempo back, but they're a smart player. They just swing 9 into face, or 8 into face is a free Rad Beam, or 2 2Ks. They go 8 into 4, which is kind of crazy to me. You got it. Not gonna stop that. Tells me they don't have too much to do in hand. They don't have any restackers either. They could just go 7. Really? So we have to let this die, sadly, because then he goes 9 into it, and we just lose it, because there's no way for us to counter out. So I'd rather just counter out with this Monkey D. Luffy. They should just go 9 into face, honestly, but they choose incorrectly. We save it, of course, because we can. We know they return something to hand. It was a 1K counter, which allows them to grab the Law back again, and this just shows you how absurd this deck is. We're gonna play this out, get out another body, and then probably we need to go really aggressive here. So 7, 3 for 5, 6. So we're gonna do a few 6s, I think, first, because we know they don't have 2Ks. So we'll go 6 here, we'll go 6 again, and then we'll bluff another, because that'd be 3, 2, we can go 7. So that shows me they might not have 2Ks. So we'll play this down. We're gonna go 7. 7's greedy though, because all I need is 2 1Ks as well. So we need to go 8 and just show, hey, I don't have 2 Rad Beams. If you split here and just go 9 and 11, we do just lose at this point. So if I was him, that's what I would do, because again, you're at no point in dying, but you split 10 and 10. We needed a 2K, we obviously don't get it, and that's gonna be wraps for this matchup. GG's, our bounty is down, so not much you can do there. Again, this is just us gonna be getting decimated today, because this is the honest side of Red-Green Law that a lot of people don't see. When I play Red-Green Law, I kind of cook sometimes, but so far, it's not been it. It has not been it. We're going into our 3rd match here on the ranked sim. Our bounty's down to under 37 mil, because I don't play a lot of ranked, guys. I want to play more ranked to actually get better at the game, play more competitive decks. So the thing is like, when you guys want to see bad deck lists all the time, I have to play a bad deck list of horrible decks. I need to get more of my ranked boys on here, actually get the grind on. I definitely want to get into some more actual meta tournaments and stuff and do some vlogs. I'm going to Miami for Collecticon at the end of March, so if you're near Miami, definitely stop by and say what's up. I'm excited for that Collecticon, but I'll be doing like a full vlog on the Miami Collecticon, so I hope you guys are excited for that, because that's going to be fun. And then we're going to Chicago 2 weeks later for Collecticon. We're yapping while we're waiting for our opponent to join, I know, but I'm super excited and thankful for this ability to just be able to do this. I am a full-time card seller. I also run card shows in North Carolina. That's why we have powcardshows.com at the bottom right. That's why it's in every single video, because that is my own business. That's what I do. And we're going to be playing a very advantageous matchup. This guy's got 44.6 million. We got 31.9. We're not really up there yet because of the decks we're playing today, but let's definitely work on a competitive series. Maybe like at the week we do competitive. I'm thinking about going down to 4 videos a week. That is not what we need to see. That's a little better, actually. We're going to pass turn there. This is a little better. I should not have played that Bonnie on the board, by the way. They have 1 dog Q, and I'm humbled. I am put down in the dirt. They have Stronger on the board, which is a little interesting here. I think we probably cash in on the Bonnie while we can. I'd much rather play something on the board, but I just think... I think we're cooked. I think we're cooked already. Usually you have such a winning matchup in a teach, it's crazy. But I think with something like this, we're not. So they use the finger pistol on the Bonnie is kind of crazy to me, kind of cringy, but hey, do your thing. Next turn, we can either play down Zoro, swing 6 and 6, force cards out of hand. We're going to get really aggro. They get rid of their Stronger, I guess, just to draw a card there. I don't know if that's the right play. We are in the OPO9 meta format, so just keep that in mind. They choose not to play anything. We do get the Law in hand, which is going to be good for later, but I think we just go 6 and 6. We're not going to play anything down just in case they have triggers here. They do give us a 2K counter. We're going to go another 6 in the face. We're not too stressed about it. Don't need to keep any up for Rad Beam. If they want to clear this out with, you know, another trigger right here, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. This is what it's like to play the One Piece card game. I'm going to flip. I would have flipped. I would have literally lost it. Okay, we are good. I do wonder if the liberation trigger that gets rid of your effects, how that would affect, like if it would have triggered, negate the character effect of the rush, what would that do? It's an interesting question I've never thought about asking. We're having a really weird time right now and I'm not enjoying it. So we may just go, we should have gone 5 first because we're silly goofy. Now we're going to play this down, use card action, return, play down this, go ahead and get rush. Again, we're just putting pressure here. This deck, you just continue to pressure down. They're down to 2 cards, no triggers there. So we know they have the display of like showing when they have triggers happen or not. They play One-Legged Soldier, which is kind of weird. We have Stronger out on the board again. They get to give -2. I don't think that's the move. I don't think you play Stronger out. They drop a Teach. Okay, they -2 to this, use Liberation, get rid of it. They may go Hachinosu finally getting the stage. They go Daku, clearing out the Bonnie. Good stuff all around, my boy. Good stuff all around. They're going to go 5 in a face. We're going to take again, dude. I'm not scared of you. I want them to know I'm not scared of them either, because we have tons of rush options here. So we are going to go 5 and a 0. They get to draw a card. We're okay with that because I'm cool burning cards out of their hand. So now we could drop this for 5. We could also just drop this for 5. We could search out the top, see if we find anything this time. Whiffing top twice is crazy with Bonnie. Let's search again. I'm not running the carrot anymore. I'm going to say that right now. I'm not running this carrot ever again. Let's go 5 in a face. That's crazy. We missed 3 Bonnies. The top 15 cards of our deck did not have a supernova. That was searchable. We're going to go 5 in a face here. That's wild to me. They got a free card off the dot queue. They should just counter out of this one, especially because they don't know if we're going to rush option them or not, which we could play down Law to, which is what we're going to do. We're going to return the Zoro to play down the Zoro. I like having the unblockable later, so if we get them to 0 life really soon, we'll be in a really good spot because they should be playing down the 10 drop on this next turn, so that's at least what I would expect. They do. They're going to probably get rid of this Law effect so it can't block, which is smart, and then go 5 and a 1. They go 5 in a face here. We are going to give them a 2K, and kind of okay with that. I'm actually really surprised that's what they chose to do. I don't think that was smart, but I'm not the one who's right now. They think they're in a good spot. They have 2 cards in hand. It forces them to counter. They should Hachinosu, but they're maybe worried about missing. Usually you play a full Whitebeard package. Maybe, I mean, playing the One-Legged Soldiers. They could be playing the trigger bodies, you know, out of life and stuff. So there's a bunch of different things we have to be worried about here. We're waiting for them to pass or use their effect. They do use the Hachinosu. They grab a Daku, so we know they have a 1K, and maybe we don't know what the other card is. They trash the Daku, so we get no on plays here, which is okay, I guess. I mean, search the top and grab cards to draw. We won't have that on play now, but we're getting to draw cards now, which is very, very good. So we could go 7-7. No, we couldn't go 7-7. I guess we could go 7-7, returning a green character to hand for only 3. So then we could go 1-2, 1-2, 1. So we could go 6. We're still showing that we could go for this character now. This is probably a 2K counter though, so it's not like it matters too much. I think we're pretty safe here though. If they do not block out of this, yeah, you definitely should have blocked out of that. We'll play this down for 1, return the green for 2, then we'll still have the 2 extra Dawn. So yeah, we swing 7. Go ahead and force, they're gonna block. I mean, are you good? Are you good? We're gonna play down Nami for nothing. Return this to hand to play out Luffy. Put 2 Dawn, he's unblockable. I mean, we should win this now, right? Because he should be unblockable. They should have a 2K and 2 1s. Yeah, I don't know what they were doing there. That was not the play. Like, we shouldn't have gone for game there either. We could have just developed blockers instead, getting a couple blockers on the board or leaving one up for Rad Beam just to make sure we don't die to a 12-15 split. But no, I don't think that was smart. You should just take the free block there, and then if we go for this, we literally just lose. So we'd have to play blockers on the board. So, hey, next game. Looks like we're running it back. We're going to choose to go probably second here. I think just to cash in on the value of these 2 would be really good. And we actually get our chopper this time. I think we're sitting in a good spot. I like this a lot. So I think we're going to probably just play down Nami on the next turn, just while we have our on plays. I don't think they're going to really stop our on plays here. We'll play this, we'll search the top, we'll grab probably a blocker for later. The Hiking Bear would be good to give us a 2K in hand, but we're not too worried about countering right now. I think the blocker's better to pair with this. I mean, I have a Law to pair with that though. We'll grab a 2 not searchable. So yeah, we'll go Chopper and then pass. If they dot Q us, that's okay. I'd rather them dot Q that than this. I'd rather keep the Bonnie. It looks like they are going to get rid of the Bonnie here. We're going to take aggressively. That's what we do here with this deck. They do have the Doc Q on the board, so we're going to swing 5 into the Doc Q probably. They're getting a way better start this time though, in my opinion. So yeah, they call us already, which is wild. We're going to swing 5 into 0 here. We still have our rush options available, so we'll go 6 in a face. I'm not too stressed about it. It's going to be a little more effort for them to clear out our board now. We do have some counter in hand. If they just want to blast this guy and then stop around plays again, that's cool with me. We will have the carrot for the Burgesses later, so carrot may come in clutch. I think giving us cards in hand is maybe the key. 2 cards in hand for this Zoro I think might be worth it at this point. They have 4. They could just liberate it. So they're trying to choose between playing Burgess, Laboon, or liberating this character. So I think we don't give them 2 cards. I don't think it's worth it or advantageous for us at this point of the game. So we'll see what we can do. We're going to 6 here, so if they don't stop our on plays, it depends on what we top deck, but we can at least play the chopper. They do get out the Burgess, which is, again, going to be stopped with the carrot later, so we're kind of okay with that, actually. I think we develop bodies, so we're going to search the top 5. We will be grabbing the Luffy here because the Luffy does have unblockable later on, and then we'll still have, we'll be able to swing 6. I was kind of trying to see my options to see what we swing with, but 6 is the smart thing. Do they get the trigger? Looks like they do get the trigger for the Tempest Kick, which is okay. We'll let that go. I mean, we can do about it. We do get the chopper finally on the board, and they're stopping our on plays early, which is kind of crazy to me, but it's smart because of this law right here, getting the on play over and over again. To go ahead and just shut that down completely. We will have the ability to spam bodies on the board, so they need to remove this turn. And so we'll just have to see what they do. You do here, Blackbeard. Marshall D. Teach, what you got for me? They're definitely going to be trashing another card. They're really cashing out on this Burgess effect. We do still have the unblockable. I think this is a different player, and I think they're, even if they're not, I mean, way better than the last one in my opinion. I'm actually kind of impressed. They do liberate the chopper, which is smart. They can spread the 7s, which is, or the 3 Dawn, which would be 7 and 7, which is also probably pretty good because we still don't have a 2K in hand. Then you leader effect, and you're probably sitting in a good place. It looks like they just want to go 8. We will take that. Finally finding a 2K and then ditch a card for leader effect here is probably going to be the right option in my opinion. We don't have as much rush, so us going to 8 here, we can 5 and 3, so we don't have on plays, so I don't know if it's worth cashing on the Cavendish. Might be better just to go with the blockers, 2 blockers, just to have the counter in hand, so we can just go 5 in a face and then develop both bodies. Really try to just spread the board here, which is something our deck is really good at. So, I don't know, I like cashing on this carrot though, because they're going to 9, so they're going to start using these burgers soon, especially once they get to 10, but then they stop the carrot effect, so it's like, there's sides to a coin, right? I think we go 1 blocker and a Cavendish more than the carrot right now. And then we can do the blockers later as we continue to take cards out of hand by being aggressive. This is my age, is going to get 3 cards in, or 2 cards in trash at least for them. Leader effect 1, putting them to 10, making this at least 7. If they could ditch 2 more cards, they could. They're definitely going to drop it on their burger here, putting them down to 4 Dawn. 4 Dawn, they could liberate our chopper. It looks like they're just going to swing for 9 into face, which is actually okay with me. We're going to take aggressively still. We're not too worried about it. They should drop down the other Burgess and then discard a card going back down to 4 here, which is, again, okay with me. They drop a Tempest Kick, keeping counter in hand, I'd assume. We know we need to keep this blockers active, and we need to get a second blocker on board just so they can't kill us next turn. So let's math this out. We get 2 Dawn back for this. This is a great rush option here. Searching might be good, but we don't really search for counter too much, so I don't know if that's the best option. I'm trying to see if there's a way to really spread the board here without losing too many cards in hand, and there's not. So we could go 5 and 5, go on swing 6 to get 2 active. So we know we're just going to swing 5 with this. They probably take to catch for a trigger, not knowing if we are going to spread here, because if we spread here, they don't lose. But that shows us that they might lose if we did spread. So we can assume they probably have a 10 teach and 2 other counter cards, probably 2 1Ks. At this point in the situation, just because if you're Blackbeard, in my opinion, you're not too worried about us spreading between these two because it's 9 and 11. So I would say yes, they probably would die. Now we will spread. We need to drop 2 first, so we'll swing with this, and that'll let us know if they get a trigger here to kill this blocker. That's when we kind of be cooked. So we'll go here, we'll swing 6, and then I think we will go ahead and use the Bonnie effect. Now, they do get the trigger off the top, which does suck, but I think we just continue to search through the deck. Radbeam would have been nice. We can't grab any of the other characters, so we'll take this. We have a blocker. If they 10 drop on us, they stop our blocker effect. They swing 9, 9, and 5. So we get out a 5 and a 9. We can take 1. Okay, so it should be safe here. We should be safe here. Can we get out of double 9s though? That's the question. No, depending on what this life is. It looks like they black hole us right away to make these 9Ks. Now they can kind of do, which is smart. We could cash in on the blocker right away, forcing their 10 drop to not be as good. They just want to make these 9Ks. We definitely counter out of this one for 1. There's no reason to take a 5. We just need to be able to block out of the other 2, so that's how they decide if we 10 teach or not, I guess. Kind of a position to be in for them. I think cashing in on the 10 teach, stopping this, you do lose, so we would be safe, but then they could go for clearing the board. They need to get rid of this Monkey D. Luffy. So they should 10 teach, stop the Monkey D. Luffy from attacking, and then just accept you're not going to win this turn and go for more clearing board. That would be a lot more advantageous, in my opinion, for their game plan long term. If you have a 10 teach stopping this, that's okay. Now they have to choose between the blocker or this, and they do choose the unblockable, which is, again, really smart here. We just need to be able to save this character, so we will go 2 and 2 here to make sure he's alive, and then we can technically spread between all of our bodies, because this 3 would be even. We give them the blocker here, so we should be good. We just need a rush option maybe. We do not get a rush option. Let's search the top. We are black holed. Let's try to find a Zoro. We find nothing at all, so we only have 2 swings here. They get to block out of 1 for free. So what do we do here? I think this is almost an unwinnable position at this point. We need to put on pressure. We can't play too many cards from hand. We have 2, 3, 4, 5K counter. They've put us in a lot different spot than we were in before. I think we go 7 to face. Good 5 at face, force out the last card, but they probably just take. And then if we stack everything here, they just block and then let this die, and then they still have the 3 in hand. They're at 16. We definitely need to get a blocker on the board because then they have to 10 teach us to not lose, but we definitely need to clear a body as well. So if we go 5 and then swing 6, no, that would, because then we'd have to go 10. So they'd go 10 and 10 into these. This would have to be a 2K and they block out a 1 for free. So if this is a 2K, we would just lose at that point, and then they'd have a 9, 12, 5, which is just as bad. So now we need to play the blocker for 5. And then we can swing for... we have to swing the Cavendish first, sadly. Could go 9 here, they block out. We could go 8 into face. Could just go 7 into face then. If they block out, we go for the Burgess, which is why they can't block out here, because that would put them in a really bad spot. Yep, they do not worry about that. So if we go 5 here and 10, that doesn't do anything for us. I think with them stopping this, we just lose. I genuinely think that just stopped us from winning. If this is a rad beam, we might not lose, but I think at the end of the day, I don't think it matters. However you spread this, we do get cooked because we didn't get the early aggression, and I think playing that Nami earlier was a fumble, and then we lost all value from the Bonnie. So they get to stop our blocker, they get to swing 5, which we counter, of course, because you have to, and then it should be 9 and 12, and we just can't get out of that. So we could just tie with a 9, but that's going to be the best. They actually probably could have even, no, they couldn't have made it stronger. We just lose. Guys, we're having a tough day on Sim, man. We're gonna play one more game and see how we do. 3rd time's a charm here. Same Marshall D teach. We're going back to back to back. Let's take first this time. I think first was our better curve. I think this is a better play for us as well. We could cash in on this, but I don't think we do because they just clear it out on their next turn. So we'll just pass here. And we're kind of learning how to play this Marshall D teach matchup a little bit better. So I think we can go 5 here. Depends on if they shut down our on plays. If they do, then we play out Zoro. If they don't, we play out Chopper. We could also get the Chopper out on the board to cash in later with the win attacking, but then they go to 4 and probably liberate it. They do not leader affect us, so we're gonna go 5 here. We're gonna cash in on the Chopper because we have 2 in hand, getting out a blocker Chopper and pass. Now we at least have 2 bodies on the board. That's gonna help with our leader effect in a little bit, and I think we're in a way better position now. So this is gonna be our 3rd Marshall D teach. Forcing a 2K out of hand is not gonna happen here. They could liberate us again and then go for... Yep, they have it. They always have a finger pistol or liberation. They should leader effect here. I think that would be a little bit smart because we could have another one. Granted, you might also think, hey, they don't have another one. So it's kind of up to you. They do black hole us, so there's no point playing down that. We'll probably just go 6 and then get 2 little bodies on the board, forcing out to keep one of them because they could duck you 1. We just saw them ditch a Laboon, meaning they might have another Laboon, but we honestly just don't know at this point. So... do we want to cash in now, or do we want to get 3 bodies on the board and then cash in on the next turn with the value? But that's also hoping they don't have removal. I think we'll try it and see if the rush options are better for later. We hold this Luffy until the end game. They should probably take here if they want to keep leader abilitying us. But there's also the chance of us swinging 7 on the next one. But we already kind of don't have a 2K because we didn't save the chopper from earlier, which obviously that would have been great to have on the board, just to have a blocker or something. Yep, but it looks like they take, which is smart here. I think we're just going to develop a bunch of bodies on the board and pass turn. What you got for me? Now they have to hit us in the face, which is really good. Puts more cards in hand. They may just choose not to and just continue to clear our board. But I think we win at the end with the Monkey D. Luffy continuing to put down pressure. They do find Hachinosu, meaning we should be able to keep this chopper unless they get a liberation. They have Van Augur. Van Augur's good, but it's only 5, or it costs all 5. So they do get rid of our next chopper, and then they swing 6 at face. We're going to take, searching for more options. We don't find ones we need at the moment. This is kind of, this guy is finding all the removal he needs. Usually we have a really good matchup in a Martial D Teach as well. So we're going best 2 out of 3 here. They do black hole us, and I think we go 3, so we'll go 5, and then we'll go 6, and then we'll develop the chopper as well. So just getting another body on the board. They do give us a 2K counter. I probably would have taken there if I was them. We finally have a 2K in hand. We can possibly actually start to cash in on our leader ability on the next turn now that we've been able to spam the board, but also they could just dock Q, and then Burgess, and then swing 5 here, get a card out of hand, which honestly wouldn't be bad for what they're trying to do here. Ah, the stressful game that is One Piece, am I right? This is a lot easier matchup usually. I think this guy's pretty good at what he's doing though. We will 2K counter out. Giving him a card out of hand means that he could Van Augur Q to get rid of this to kind of our biggest option, which looks like that's what we're about to see, because we knew they had the Van Augur, but that's going to force 2 cards out of hand. So I don't think we stress too much about their board. I think we swing face first and then go for board. Really work on clearing this stuff out in a minute. They do Hachinosu, grabbing another Hachinosu that's free fodder for the leader effect, so we know they don't have too much counter, and I think they're expecting us to kind of these boards. They do leader effect us here, so I think we'll go 5 into face. We can just go 2 into Q. I don't think we're too stressed about Van Augur at this point. And then develop this, and then go 7 into face. So maybe we go 5 with this first. Yeah, let's go 5 with the chopper first. They do take, and now we go 7 with leader, forcing 2 cards probably. They need to counter out of this, or they kind of, because we do have this character on the next one. They get to use the Tempest Kick to get rid of our bigger character here. We are going to clear out the Q, hopefully. They do get to draw a card, but we're okay with that. We will carrot. We'll have 1 as active just to bluff an event. We still have the blocker that they don't have removal for. We've seen 2 Qs out of them now, I believe. No, we've only seen 1 Q, so they could easily have another Q in hand, especially going through 23 cards already and then 1 life, so they've only gone through 22, but I think we're still in a very good spot. They are at 10, so they might 10 drop us. 10 drop would be high. They're just going to double swing this, so I think we just let that go, force them to swing into our life. And the Tin Beard stopping the carrot from attacking, meaning we may just split with this chopper right here, forcing cards out of hand or force them to take. They drop the Hachinosu to grab a Burger. Burger's going to be really good for countering now, but I think it's a little too late to develop those. So let's see how the split goes. We're going to 10, so we can go 7 and 8. We're going to take that and see what we find. We don't find really anything that we need, so let's just go 7 at face and then 8 at face. I think that's the best option. Let's go 7 first. This will at least let us know what we should do. If they take, obviously we just go 9 into face, I think at that point, because it would be unblockable. But I also don't think, you know, on this chopper's too bad here. They do get that this is my age trigger, grabbing a Martial D Teach, and then we just go 5, and we just go 9. I think that was not smart by them. I think if you could block, you should, because again, you always have to worry about this. We know this is a brick. We know they have a 1K, so if these are 2 2Ks, we lose. If this is a 1K, we don't lose. So, yep, 2 1Ks, we just know we don't lose at that point. They didn't have any Dawn up for Shockwave, so GG's to our opponent. That's going to be our 3 for 3 with the Martial D Teach. I guess we have to play another game and hopefully not find Martial D Teach, please. Of course, we're going back to back, so it's not many players on the sim right now, so we are going to mulligan that hand. We do get the chopper here. I don't think we're going to cash it on this yet, though. It doesn't do anything for us. They should leader effect us on the next turn. At least this time we have counter, and we do have the Rad Beam for the late game, which I think is going to be really good. They do leader effect us early, so that was smart in my opinion, but it forces us not to be able to play any other characters, but I don't think playing the Sanji is going to be too bad. I think we go 6 in a face, and then just play it on Sanji. We could also get this, but then if they have any removal, we could just go 3 and then kind of removal. We could see if that works. Give them less cards in hand, possibly as an option. If they Laboon here and have the Q, that could be really bad for our game plan. So we'll just have to see what they have. I think we take 5 here, Per usual, we take aggressively in this matchup. Most matchups in general, every time they're always going to have removal. They run 7 removal cards out of 50. They don't brick. Every single game we've played against them, they haven't bricked, of course, because you know how the game works when you're playing against your opponents. We're going to go 5 in the face here, say screw it. We're going to develop 2 bodies. Even though they're wimpy bodies, they're still bodies. It's 4k counter out of hand, but that's kind of okay with me. Again, we're going to take aggressively, so I'm not too stressed about it. We do have some good 5-cost units on the board to play out later. Looks like they are going to go 7. We'll take. Not too stressed about it. We finally get a rush option on the board, and then we can go... we can't really go 7 on this next turn with the Sanji. They do black hole us here. So I think we definitely need to get down a blocker on the board. So we should swing 5, 5, 5, and then get a blocker on the board. I think that's going to be the best option. We'll go 5, 5, and then blocker up, because we're a little behind here, but they have way less cards in hand at this point of the game, and we still do have the 3 cost in hand for the rush option. We do need to use this Bonnie next turn to search out for the unblockable Luffy, which they will then be forced to play around. If they don't have any blockers on the board next turn, we could also go very aggressively into face. If I was them, I would just go 7 and 9. 5 here, you got it. I'm going to let that go. I would have just swung already. They do play down Laboon. Laboon's going to be able to kill the Sanji for free, basically, when paired with the Doc Q. Really good stuff right there. So we know anything we play is basically dead if we don't get rid of Laboon. So we're forced to get rid of Laboon. I would have swung 7. I don't think I'd be stressed about losing this Burgess at this point of the game. Yeah, that's the right option, because it forces us to counter out in a way. So, because we can't take too aggressively, or then we just get cooked. So we will go... play this out, swing 7 here. That's going to be 4. That still leaves us with 5. We could then go 7 into life. We'd go 6 into life, leave up 1 for Rad Beam. At the end of the day, we know we're going 7 into Laboon. We got to get rid of Laboon, sadly. I think that's going to be 2 cards out of hand or kill the body. That's good with us. We will play down Jewelry Bonnie, start to the top. We'll grab Unblockable Luffy. Unblockable Luffy is going to be really good, again, because it just pairs really well with what we're doing. We could go 7 here into Burgess, just so they don't have the big body for later. But then they definitely give us a card out of hand, right? 6, we're getting the pressure at least. I don't know. I think getting a card out of hand, we'll try it. We'll try it. We're going to play this differently this time. Forcing a card out of hand, because you definitely counter out of this. If you have no counter, then you're cooked anyway. So yeah, 6 could have counter out of either way, because they did use a 2k. So we did kind of, they do clear out the Bonnie for free with this Doc Q. They 10 teach us, and then they should just go 5 and 8 into face. So it's going to put us in a way worse spot this go around. When they do black hole us, we have to let that die. I mean, you're going to nullify it. I'm kind of okay with that. So we will just let that go and then call it a day. They should go 8. Yep. We'll take that. They do have the counter event active against us. So we'll play this out for 5, this out for 3, swing 7 into face. They'll just block out though for free. If we go 7 into face though, could we play this and kill this? No, because we'll still have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, because that's only 9, because it costs 5. So I don't think that's the move. I think we'll go 7 and then try to develop. Oh, we can't even go 7. I think we just go 5 in a face. I don't think there's any reason not to go. Just go 5. They're not at a spot where they actually die this time, so they should be pretty safe here. And then we can develop 2 bodies, being our lower counter characters, and leave 2 up for possible Rad Beam here and a Rad Beam in hand. So they take, which I don't think was smart. We're going to play this and pass and hope. Fingers crossed we just don't lose off this one, which we probably do, because I mean, you just go 8. See what we do. If we take, you just go 22. If we don't take, you probably just go 15 and 12. And usually you do have it at that point. So, because I don't think we can get out of either 12 or 15 unless this was a, right here. They just trash all their cards from hand, getting to 16. So it shows us they're just going for game here. So 9 is free, and then 12, and then 15. So 9 we get out of with 2 cards. So even with the Rad Beam now, we do just lose. So that's part of the game we play. I think not swinging on that first turn put us in a worse spot, because again, we could just Monkey D. Luffy them again on that last one, so they couldn't have taken that 5. It's so stressful. This guy's just a jerk. I don't think there was any point doing that. I only have 2Ks, bro. Trust. You just go 10, 9, 10, 12. No matter what, you have guaranteed lethal here. Like, not because we do have 2 up for Rad Beams here, so I guess they were trying to test if we did. Because they know one of these is a Luffy, so at the end of the day, if we counter out of this, so they're going to go 9, 10, 12. So it's about the same. We can get out of the 9, but I think we just see our options. We will Rad Beam 1k, and then this is guaranteed to go through, even with a Rad Beam up. We would need double rad beam and a counter. So GG's to our opponent. We lose this time. All right, we're done. We're done on the sim, guys. We're done. We're done. We're done. We should have stopped when we were hot. And that's going to be red-green Law for the day. That was a lot of fun. Again, it's my favorite deck, but it just gets destroyed in the meta. That Marshall DT's player was pretty solid, actually. I think he made a few misplays, just not countering out or blocking out when he could have. I mean, it's the only reason we won the game. I think with the Chopper engine, it's a little harder to spread the board and have that better matchup into it, especially because there is the option to play the 1-cost green Zoro, which really helps in that matchup because it's a 1-cost 4K body. You only need to attach a Dawn 2 to swing. If you don't know the character, just look it up on the sim. It's pretty easy to find. Anyways, that's going to be it. Red-green Law got cooked today. We're going to accept that and go on with our day, I guess. And then tomorrow, hopefully, we'll have a different video on a different deck and not feel so bad after playing the One Piece card game.